Go at it. Go to war. Because, man, I live for this. I live for it. I'm very unbiased. Hell, I've kept, when I was in the corners, working corners and stuff, I'd be the one that kept score. You know what I mean? To try to be the, because I was by far the most unbiased. And people have heard me in some of these forums and say, man, how can you be such good friends with this guy but yet be so unbiased? Like Paul Williams, for instance. Paul's a super guy, man. And, the motorcycle accident happened to him. I met him through a kid a long time ago named Melvin Cummins, which happened to be one of the greatest amateur boxers I ever laid eyes on. Right here in Aiken, South Carolina. And Paul went on to do fabulous things as a professional, in the welterweight division. And at welterweight, he was almost unbeatable. At 147 pounds, he stepped on up to middleweight, and he ended up getting beat. And he was signed up to fight Canelo, and had the motorcycle accident. And one of the things I do is I shout out to the Paul Williams Foundation, Paul the Punisher Williams Foundation here in Augusta, Georgia. Every time I do a live broadcast, I did one earlier for the Gambler's Edge. And ladies and gentlemen, we did the third largest in podcast history, live broadcast. And it's the first time I've been live in quite some time. Does it bother me to go live? I love it, man. I live for it. This on air button drives me crazy right here. I see it in front of my face. And the truth's a little new, but he's catching on, and he's doing great. He's the one to swing me toward Fury the other day. And I told him after we got off the air, I said, that did it right there. Because I'll be honest with you, when I hit the button and started recording, I didn't know which way I was going at that time. And I had spots 20 out of 24 of Fury's fights. Okay? I had watched over 50 of Vladimir's fights. And even went back and watched some amateur stuff of both of them. Although it's so relevant in Vladimir's case, because, he was a super heavyweight gold medalist, all right, in 96 Olympics. All right. Now, was he a better amateur? Why, hell yes, of course he was. Was he better? Do I believe he would have beat Fury handily at 35 years old? Yes, I do. If Emmanuel Stewart's still alive, I think he wins that fight fairly easy. What about you, Alex?
I believe you're correct.
Yeah, I do too. I just don't see no. I mean, he beat Povetkin, and to me, Povetkin is the best heavyweight in the division today. And that's, in my opinion, my personal opinion. I've constantly ranked him, and I've had him ranked at number 2. I've never put Wilder ahead of him on my vote that I get. Never, not one time, and don't plan on doing it this week. I'll tell you what, my vote's already been sent in, by the way. I'm not going to do it. It's not happening. Matter of fact, Wilder just made a drop. He just dropped down. I'm not sure how far, like I said, Klitschko fall, or what his decision is going to be. I don't see him coming back and making another run at a title. Now, if he gets a title rematch, possibly. But as far as having to put 1 to 2 to 3 fights together, that's not happening. Folks, he's 39 years old. He ain't George Foreman. You know what I mean? He ain't Evander Holyfield. That just don't happen every day. It happens few and far between. Guys walk away from this sport, and the last great heavyweight champion I seen walk away on top was Lennox Lewis, and he done a hell of a job. And you hear so many people talk about, well, this guy, if he was in his prime, he'd have beat this, and Mike Tyson in his prime was the greatest. Well, I guess most people think Mike Tyson's prime was over at 22 years old, because that's, after that, he was younger than Holyfield both times he fought him. And back then, when I was doing this, I was kind of doing it in the newspapers and stuff, and and articles, and I predicted both times Holyfield. I didn't predict the ear bite, and I can't count that as credit for that one. That was a fluke. That kind of freaked me out. Come right behind the Galata bow slashing of the Square Garden, So it was kind of a wild time in boxing for the heavyweight division at that time. And that was all come right after Bowe and Holyfield's in a heavyweight title fight, and a guy just lands in the middle of the ring in a parachute out in Vegas. I'm like, what is going on? I've seen some crazy things in this sport, but I'm seeing some of the best boxing I've seen in a long time starting to happen now. Some of these guys we're going to approach is coming up this coming weekend. Man, you're going to want to know these names. You're going to want to learn these names, I'm telling you, in the future. We'll go over them, like I said, before we leave the air, and we want to kind of touch back on this past weekend and what we predicted. We told y'all Charlo inside of 10 guaranteed, Spence inside of 8 guaranteed to the body. We told y'all DeGalley by unanimous decision. We told y'all Fury to upset Klitschko. Did it happen? I'm just wondering, did it happen? I don't know. I ain't read the paper. Did it happen, True?
What do you think? I'm happy because we got this, and we got this.
Oh,
it's gonna be a
yeah,
streak.
it did happen. I see Twitter now. Yeah, I got my Twitter feed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it happened. People laugh. People get carried away. We make these crazy predictions. They think like we're just sitting here drinking moonshine and making predictions for the fun of it. People would. No. We don't spend thousands of dollars on equipment and licensing and stuff just to have fun and talk on the, just maybe talk to y'all because y'all got ears. You know what I mean? And tell y'all what our thoughts are on the thing. These are, yeah, they are educated guesses is what they are. But that's all any prediction is or any opinion is of any expert in the game. I know some of the best minds in the sport. And one of the best I've ever been around is the man that just took Timothy Bradley, that dominating big rest, Mr. Teddy Atlas. And I'll see him in a couple, I won't see him face to face. I'll see him through a screen in about a week and a half. I'll let you tell me how you think we did on yesterday's fights. Truth, you tell me. I'm pretty sure we nailed the hell. We hit it down the head. Yeah, I got it wrote down right here. Trello inside of 10. So I put 9 or less. Spence inside of 8, 7 or less. Klitschko and Fury. I got Fury to win. P by a late stoppage. So yeah, so when I tweeted out, I did tweet out by stoppage. DeGalley by unanimous decision. He put up a hell of a fight, though, guys. He put up a hell of a fight. He really did. It wasn't as wide as the scorecards made it out to be. And I kind of let the Chambira fight slip my mind last night. I watched Alvarez Chambira last night, and kind of let it slip my mind this past weekend. But this weekend coming up, man, is a packed card. It is a stacked card. You got some of the best up-and-comers in the sport coming, and you got some guys that's we got a good PBC's put on a pretty good card this week. They really are. Jacobs and Quinlan could be the most competitive fight I've seen them put on yet, arguably. Santa Cruz and Mares was pretty good, but this could be the most competitive fight I've seen them stage yet. What do you think?
I think both of these people really want it really bad, and they look really well training right now at the moment.
They look good.
I'm looking at all these factors and X factors, whatnot, everything, all the odds and ends and whatnot, and I just need to make sure I have a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Just to I have to research every possible detail out of these two as if they were my fighters. So I'm definitely going to love getting back to that and letting everybody know how everybody's doing, how they're working, and whatnot. This is going to be a very competitive match. I
see that. From this far out, I see it as being very competitive. Y'all know we give our predictions on Friday nights at 8 o'clock. Friday nights at 8 o'clock. Our first thing Saturday morning, depending on the card and what's upcoming. But this week right here, we got a Friday night ticket. All right. The 4th, we've got 2 of the best up-and-coming fighters in the sport. All right, that a lot of people aren't familiar with. Many have heard of Emilio Sanchez, okay? He's currently 9-0. Easily. Ain't even come close to losing. He's Earl Spence-like material. And there's another guy on the same exact card named Christian Gonzalez. Don't forget them names. Write them down. Sanchez and Gonzalez. Remember, I'm not talking about Roman or Salvador, okay? I'm talking about Christian Gonzalez and Emilio Sanchez. These guys are going to be part of the future of boxing. I'm telling you, they're part of the future of boxing. And, so many people and so many times I get asked nowadays, what's going to happen in the future? Who is the future of boxing? Well, there's about 4 or 5 people that it could be. I've got it narrowed down to about 3, okay, that I think it's going to be. But there's 4 or 5 that it could be. I mean, Spence, that we watched Saturday, could be one of them. He did show me a weakness Saturday, though, that if he keeps getting tired like that, Keith Thurman puts a stop to him. Okay? But Thurman's also showed me a weakness for him to exploit. So, it's who gets what. I will give you this. Spence has going for him is, guess where he trains at? In Las Vegas, Nevada, at Mayweather Gym. And if there's ever been a better defensive fighter in the modern day boxing, I'll be damned if I know who it is.
Definitely, I'm with you 100%. The Mayweather camp will definitely put in that defense in your game.
Yeah, he's going to put that. And if you notice, I'm starting to see him, and I think what it is he's not comfortable with that stance yet. I've seen a little bit different stance out of him Saturday than what I have seen. Well, that was yesterday now. I'm used to Monday night shows. But I've got to do tomorrow. I'll be live back on the Gambler's Edge doing football again. And I hit more than he did today. And he just tweets his out. He asked me to come on live, and it was a joke. And I answered the call and got him. I hit 3 out of 4. And I still got 1 to go. So it ain't quite what we're doing on these boxing tip or this MMA tip, but it's pretty good. I also got to tell y'all these shows are brought to you by Fight Serve Boxing and MMA. Anything boxing or MMA you need or need to know, them guys know it. That is their 1-800, that's their 800 number, toll-free number that you call, 855-552-2333. Extension 201 is the CEO, 202 is sales, 203, and so on and so forth, but 201, you get in touch with the boss, the man you need to talk to. If you're interested in management, if you're a fighter, you need somebody to take you to the top, or training, or something like that. We've got the trainers right here available to you that just taking world champions to the top. We also have the best merchandise in town. There is. We got it all. We got the best. And price-wise, we're as competitive as anybody in the game. Right now, I'm selling... right now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If anybody's listening live, the second caller gets an autographed Oscar De La Hoya Everlast glove. The second caller gets an Oscar De La Hoya autographed Everlast glove.
Don't tell me that. I'm going to start calling you right now.
There's one. I'm going to turn it down. There's 1. There's 2. You're live with Chris. With the Prophet. How can I help you? Honey, how you doing? Where you from, honey? Okay. That's great, man. Where? Honey's from Virginia, Truth. He's from Virginia. What part of Virginia you from? Hopewell, Virginia. South of Richmond, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Alrighty. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, we've got the 800 number here. Once we go off the air, give me 12 minutes, and you call back at extension 201. And I need to get all your mailing information so I can get that sent out to you, and you can have it by Christmas. How does that sound, buddy? Alright, man. Thank you. You got a question for us as you call in? How long do we think Fury will be a champion? What do you think, Troop? I think till he fights Povetkin.
I think everything's going to be fine with him as long as, I watch his training and whatnot. Hopefully he won't get any injuries because we all know that he's had an injury and suffered an injury before. So we have to look at all these things. We can't jump the gun exactly, especially me. I'm the truth, so I have to be, straightforward with these questions because honestly anything could happen from here to then. Tomorrow is never promised for any of us.
That's right.
But I definitely see him holding on to that belt. He is a big man. He's a big
guy. There's a better boxer in the division than him, and that is Alexander Povetkin. I think until he fights him, he can keep that belt. I really do. Now